Oh, we're going, I think, like, across, like we're going, like, to Fraser River.
Did you know anything about the history of the Chinese that came up in Fraser? I know.
No, actually.
Well, my sister dragged me to this, so I kind of had to. She told me that we're going on a tour and we'll be water rafting down parts of BC and seeing some Aboriginal stuff. My grandma I've never really asked her about like where she first came here and what happened, but I'm like pretty sure she came to the Fraser Valley first and then came to Vancouver.
You can see from here, you know, all this granite, now it is properly cut, but in 150 years ago, they were all granite and small ravine. I mean, that on one side you've got the granite, the mountain as a backdrop, on the other side you've got deep ravine, you know, and also all the overgrowth. So never mind about what they did, all the hard work, but just traveling alone, it makes you feel, you know, I mean that it is very emotional. You make me feel awesome. You make me feel for them. Yeah.
And welcome to the territory and welcome to Question Experience Tours. And the tour that we'll be taking will be the Fish Rocks Tours. And among this tour, I'll show you the traditional fishing grounds of my people, which we have used since time immemorial. The fishing is a real important part of our people. But yeah, this is the map of our whole territory, as recognized by the government.
So how do you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Have you heard of from the elders that there were Chinese miners or Chinese laborers, you know, came to this territory?
Oh yeah, we had lots. We had a lot of Chinese come to this territory, more in the sense of where they're working the railroads or they're doing mining as well. And actually, if you go into town there's some places to stop by for tourist attractions, which they call the Chinese rock pilings. And basically what these are is just all the rock pilings from when the Chinese were here and they were doing their gold and jade mining. And actually, it was said that out in the Texas Creek there area, it was actually said there was some groups of Chinese miners there that basically had their own secret gold and jade mines, because you know at this time the Chinese didn't have as much rights or recognition as the native people as well. So they were not allowed to have claims, and if any were caught with claims, like I said, they probably would have been arrested and thrown in jail.
Have you ever camped on the beach before?
No, never in my life.
My sleeping bag is really old, so I'm gonna be half revealed, so yes.
How's the river trip been so far?
It's been great. My favorite part was probably the when it splashed all over the boat.
We've tasted the salmon, and now we've seen a gold, filtering system.
Very observant, James.
Yes.
So this was my problem too. This is 1858 to 1865. And some of these old maps that I came across.
I do not know about the whole Fraser, But in Litton area, I have got all the Chinese bars, the name.
Yeah.
And you know, the
that's
company.
what it was. All the bars.
Yeah.
That's what I thought I had right here was the name of all the bars.
Yeah,
of
all
those
the bars.
times,
Yeah.
and what the Chinese called them.
Yeah.
The Indian names were right next to it.
It really is that. I mean, if you think about those 8 counties that they came from in one province, and about 100 or so village from those 8 counties, it'd be like all the Scots coming from, you know,
right, yeah.
a small set of 100 villages, and then no other Scots going out into the world. It's literally that way. If you go into, you know, China and Guangdong province, you go to one of those 8 counties, the next county sent no one.
The challenge on a site like this, in as much as it's dry digging, is how do you run an efficient placer mine, because you're going to need a heck of a lot of running water. This is not something that's done with a rocker, it's not something that's done with a pan, but definitely those instruments were used when prospectors looking for rich ground originally paid attention to this site. And that would have been in 1858. And they would have landed on the beach down below us at low water. The bar that's here would have been above water. They would have panned it. If it was of interest, they probably would have used rockers on it to increase the efficiency. So why these deep chutes, sometimes referred to as Chinese walls? Not quite sure why. They certainly don't have any construction resemblance to the Great Wall of China. But what's the purpose? There are a couple of things that will put a placer mine out of business. One is if they cannot continue to drain water out of them. If water accumulates in them and you get to bedrock, it's been known for people to dig bedrock drains. There are a couple in the Barkerville area which are quite well known. But this is a drainage system. But it's also part of the refining process.
So before these Chinese miners did this work, what were they doing here?
Where do these fellows come from? Well, when the gold rushes started in California and British Columbia, frequently groups of young men were recruited, groups were commissioned by merchants who may already have been active in North America, and they were sent by ship. Did they have any skill in mining? I would say in about 99.6% of the cases, no. But neither did almost everybody that came to the gold rush. There was a very low level of experience. The skills were learned in the gold fields.
So it's pretty cool. You feel pretty privileged you get to see it because it's not something that a lot of people can get to. Like we had to hike pretty far to get up here. And it's so massive. Like you stand there and you just see everything is so big and you're like, wow, how did they get all of this here? And then you like realize that Like you can see how the rocks ended up at the riverbank when we were passing on the raft. Yeah, so it's really cool.
I think it's important to recognize that up and down the Fraser River, Chinese peoples have formed very close relationships with First Nations communities, and they treated the land and the peoples they met in a respectful manner. They respected one another, respected the sacred sites that they saw, and made sure that they gave back from what they received.
Anyway, I think this is a very interesting trip because obviously, Chinese were here 150 odd years ago. So it's kind of nice to retrace their route and really find out in a manner that, this is how they live and how they work.
Walking on the trails that the Chinese built to navigate those tricky areas was quite a cool feeling. And to experience that with other Chinese Canadians is a special experience.
You got wet today?
Oh, we got so wet.
I can sense there's a lot of history in that mining place, and of course all the ditches, they're man-made, and it's incredible how impressive and how grand those ditches were.
Yeah, do you think they would have been easy to make?
No, not at all.
No. I imagine a lot of Chinese guys just running around carrying boulders.
Yeah, I think there should be many stories that can be told from that place, and wish I could hear them all.